There we go. But I had to hit the automatic button. Usually it just goes live. Hey, folks, welcome into a special edition of DroneNation here. I threw a message up on the Facebook group. I know this is last minute here, but what we got going on here is today. We've been waiting for the Hubsan Zino Mini Pro all summer long, and just last week, one of the big YouTube channels got in and started showing off. But now, the first Zino Mini to arrive in the U.S. has landed in Boise, Idaho, and Marcus Crawford has it right. He's just done the unboxing minutes ago, and he's going to give you the first exclusive. You don't get this content anywhere else at the Zino Mini Pro, whatever. This is the first U.S.-based model. And look, there it is. It's coming up on the screen right now.
Well, that's not exactly it, Ron.
Not exactly.
That's a teaser. It's drone day today.
We didn't clickbait him, did we? Did we clickbait him?
We clickbait. This is the Bugs 19, and that showed up today. But let's not clickbait anybody. Right here it is. The let me move those props out of the way.
There's the
Hubsan Zino Mini Pro. Yeah, I mean, pretty sweet little product. You can see the
heat sink there,
the cage on the bottom to keep you from burning your fingers on the heat sinks underneath. Yeah, I mean, it feels like a quality piece. I've been charging batteries and just about got it ready to go. My intention, guys, was to take it out to the Snake River Canyon today and give it a flight, but that's not going to happen, I don't think, because by the time I get everything calibrated, it's already 2:30 my time. By the time I get it all calibrated, probably won't do that. But make sure everything's just so. So I'll get out there first thing tomorrow and fly this thing. Let me
just make sure you get the updates so you don't get out to the field and then it won't take off because it needs an update. Hey, folks, real fast, I want to let everybody know. Johnny Drone Flyers obviously here is going to help ask some questions here. Help us with this big show here. So thanks for doing it, Johnny.
I'm excited, man. I'm just glad. We've been waiting, and I know Marcus, you kind of always seem like you're kind of the last one to get it, but hey, now you're the first. So
actually,
remember on the Phoebe Mini, he got his first, but then he dropped it first.
Ron, thanks, pal. Thank you, buddy.
Well, I'm just trying to keep on this show. We try to keep the facts accurate. And Johnny, Johnny's right on a lot of occasions, but you got lucky with the Phoebe Mini getting it first. You had to the drone.
You know what? He really didn't. Maybe he was doing that drone a favor by dropping it. Just saying.
Hey, I got some news for you, Johnny. So when we were on Drone Therapy last night, I was a guest with Ron. Seriously, live when I was on that show, I got an email from FEMI. They emailed me and they said, "Hey, Marcus, we've seen your videos and we want to help." And they asked me to email the black box files in. So I uploaded the black box files from this drone. And I guess people that maybe don't know, I've had a number of issues with the gimbal just going wacko on this. Right. Just goes crazy. So, but you want to be mad, but I got to tell you, the people at FEMI have been, they've sure been anxious to help. So, and they came to me. So we'll see if they come up with some kind of a solution.
Can I balance that out a little bit, Marcus? FEMI has never responded to any email, message, anything I've ever sent them.
Okay, so that's a good point, Ron. So is it because they know that I'm going to publish it on my channel? That's interesting. In any case, listen. I know they were responsive to Bill the Drone Reviewer when he had issues with his FEMI X8 SE 2020.
Right.
These names, but that's
where that these companies that the people that were there a year ago are probably not there now.
Right. So. Ron, you have to leave those 4-letter words off the emails. You just can't go in there with
you got trouble kindness. No. Hey, I want to welcome in a few people. We got Interactive DNA in here with us. Gary Bowers in here. Drone Views Media. Michael. How would you pronounce Michael's last name? Henrik?
Hernick?
Yeah. I would say Hernick.
I'll just call him microwave. And we got Casey Steck in here locally from Iowa, right, Marcus?
From Idaho, yeah, he's
Idaho,
beautiful Kuna, Idaho, yeah.
And how about the Interactive DNA? Says he got raw files from the Zino Mini Pro, and it's amazing.
Interactive DNA, if you haven't looked at his channel, I recommend that you do. He is really just a video expert on how to handle your video files, editing, etc. He's got a really interesting channel. I would recommend everybody check it out.
And he even sent us a note on our 1 minute show Monday saying if we had sound issues in the future, he'd be willing to help us out, audio issues.
Yeah. Now I see Interactive DNA is saying to set the bit rate to 200 megabits per second. There is an adjustment in the app where you can set it either on 100 or 200. And
Ali Shan has shown that off in his
Ali Shan Mao. Yeah.
I'm just going to short the Ali Shan. He's shown how to do it in his video on the app. Hey, welcome in, Chris Hope.
Mr. Hope is here. Hey, but we're talking about minis, and we would be remiss not to talk about the little DJI Mini SE. This is just, I've been flying this for the last few days, and I already have a Mini 2, etc. So it's certainly no better than that. But there is so much to like about this guy. That $299 price point, you can't.
Right. That's the biggest thing about that bird right there. I mean, just to get people in a hobby. And I mean, I know I've been saying, I wouldn't order it, but just because, I have a lot of drones, but yeah, I mean, I'm excited for people around Marcus because, you always look for that budget type drone and hey, that's it right there.
What are you telling me? It's not the Bugs 19, Johnny?
Well, you haven't flown that yet. We'll get that.
I got news. This thing doesn't even have a gimbal. So I'm gonna say it's Yeah,
well, when you don't have the 3 axes or whatever. But hey, enough with the we got people in here to see the Hubsan. Marcus, you started to show Johnny and I the case before we went live. Could you show us the case and maybe some of the accessories that come with it?
Yeah, so one of the things that I wanted to show you about the case is it's a little bit awkward. So there's a on this side, gosh darn, I'm trying to do this backwards here. Let me see if I can hold it open. But you got a false bottom under here, and that's where the controller is stored. Well, you're gonna have to move these other dividers to get to that false bottom. So,
is that your props?
Yeah, no, that's the little charge block. So that fell out there.
Okay.
But anyway, so I guess what I'm saying is I don't know if I'm gonna stick with this bag or not. I'll probably look for.
It looks very similar to the Zino bags.
It does, but in reality, I think because it's smaller, it just doesn't work quite as well. I mean,
that's the bag of forgiveness because they want you to forgive them for being late.
Well, that said, Johnny, they did say that you were going to get some kind of a special gift,
right? No,
I don't know what that is. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
That bag is part of the what we call that the mobile kit, or
they call it the portable kit. Yeah,
portable kit.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to welcome in Doc Murdoch at FPV to the chat. Doc's in here with us,
and he's telling me not to.
Hey, I bet you that Zino Mini that would bounce off the ground, come right back up to you again.
It probably would. Don't
try it.
So you're right off the bat. No. You're not thrilled with the case because of the false bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, you could keep your extra money in that false bottom, keep it safe from thieves.
Yeah, I suppose you could. But let me say, we've talked about this before. So here's the case that that little Bugs 19 that I just showed you, that little cheap little drone. Look, they give you a nice
it is a nice case.
And as Ron said, hey, I'd rather have a nice drone than a nice case.
Yeah, it always seems like the better the case, the worse the drone is.
It's weird. These little toy drones like this MJX Bugs 19, they always give you this really nice looking case. I've never understood why the bigger drone manufacturers couldn't do that.
I guess they put too much of their concentration in actually making the drone better. But how about some other stuff? Can you show some of the cables and the charging equipment? Is that handy? Or you're using you're using it right now to charge up
I don't know
your
if you
kit.
guys can see this, but this is the charge.
That's the one. Okay, that's the little butler.
Yeah, well, they call it the charge manager on their video.
Well, I'm getting that butler because that's what the guy from Hubsan called it in the one training tutorial.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was looking at their one tutorial. They called it the charge man. But in any case, it's a hub, and you can see how the battery is.
How many batteries can you charge in that hub, Marcus?
4 at a time. It's a 4-sided deal, and it's got. I'm not sure what this is. One of those conventional charge ports like you'd find on a
World Explorer had no idea what that was for either.
I have no idea what that's about either. But then micro USB that I'm plugged into it now.
Did you say micro USB?
Yeah, it's not USB-C. It's micro USB.
That's going to upset a lot of folks out there.
Well, you do kind of wonder why they didn't go for USB-C, and then of course a USB-A slot on the other side. So,
Marcus, you got the three batteries, so you got 4.
I just got 2, Johnny. I just got 2 batteries, and if it really is a 40-minute flight time,
right?
I don't know. 2 is going to be.
And you got the 128.
I did. And there's a rumor, and I don't know if it's true. I think Rick Smith said it first, that the 128 shipped first. Now, whether that's true or not, I have no clue.
Of course, that's the same rumor where Rick said that the pallets of them were in New York City and they were shipping out the next day, and that was like a month ago.
Yeah.
Ron, you got the 64, right? Didn't you?
I got the 64 and the 3 battery kit.
They could have sent us 2. That's 128.
Yeah.
Hey,
John Coopy's in the chat. He's saying the Zino Mini is real. Yeah, John, it's actually real, and it's in the U.S.
It is. So, can I show you a couple things on the drone, Ron?
Absolutely.
You show everybody's in here to see the goods, Marcus.
Yeah,
you got the star attraction.
Let's get her unfolded here, and there's just a couple things that stick out.
You already removed the gimbal.
I took the gimbal cover off.
Now, how is the gimbal cover? Is it easy to get on and off?
It felt a little bit fiddly to me. No worse or no better than any others.
Now, was it actually attached firmly when you took it out of the box?
It was. I've heard people say that theirs was not attached. Mine was fine.
Okay, good.
My shipment was fine. The outside of the box, as you'll see on the video, looks horrible, but the box inside the box was just fine. They did a good job.
Hey, Marcus, our friend Ross has joined us from down under.
There he is. How you doing, Ross? I in fact, I was communicating with him earlier, and got that going on. So you got the little heat sink cover here, which is kind of an interesting piece, and they say that you can fly with it. I just can't imagine why you'd want to leave that on there when it's in flight. It still is under 250 grams with that on there. I can see, like, if you're doing firmware updates, it seems to me that would keep the drone off the ground and maybe give you a little better airflow. But I think if I can get it off here, guys, sorry about this, a little bit fiddly, but that's what it looks like. And I think what they're concerned about is those heat sinks are going to get awful hot, and they're worried that if you're on a long flight, you're going to land and grab a hold of the drone and potentially burn your fingers. So I think that's this. Probably the lawyers came up with this.
And that's a pretty unique thing. I don't think I've seen a removable heat sink like that on any drone from any company, Mark.
No, not at all. And
can you show us some of the sensors arrays on the bottom of that drone, Marcus?
That's what I was just getting ready to do. So what you have
make
here,
a big screen, maybe.
Oh yeah. How you do that, Johnny?
Flip them over to the left. He's got to be where you're at, and then hit the one at the bottom.
And how do you flip them?
Drag them. Just drag them over to the left.
Okay. Drag and drop.
Hey, this is instructive.
Solo layout.
There you go.
There we go. You did it, Ron. So what you have here at the top is time of flight sensors. Those are infrared time of flight sensors. Think of it radar with light beams, and it's telling the drone how high it is off the ground. Now, I'm not sure how high those will actually read. A lot of drones, typically, if you're above 10 meters or so, those aren't going to read. And then right below that, you got that little camera right there. That is the optical flow sensor. And what that does is it tells the drone when it's moving, right? If it sees the ground moving below it. That's why these drones could get fooled if you're over moving water, or sometimes you'll notice your drone might be moving because it thinks it's moving even when it's not, if the ground is moving below it. And then this right here is an LED light, and that is fully automatic, and it comes on to help I'm sure it helps the time of flight sensor. I'm not sure about the infrared because I don't think it's infrared light. And then the world famous obstacle avoidance. You can see those two cameras on the front there. Those are the front OA sensors. And then same thing on the back here. Those are those rear OA sensors. Some of the things that I've noticed, and it's pretty famous. If you look right there, that looks like an SD card slot, right?
Yeah.
It is not. Don't try to put an SD card in there. You'll lose it inside the drone, right?
Was there a sticker over that?
There was a sticker over it. And then that little hole right next to it is the button that you push when you have to pair with a new controller.
Now, Marcus, is it true you can fly this drone just with the app on the phone?
I don't know, Ron. I've not gotten that far into it.
Okay.
So that's a good question. Like your teacher in high school would say, we'll have to look that up and answer it tomorrow.
Ooh. Hey, while on a pause here, aircraft Ascraft joined us, Fly Zone Drones, Third Eye View, I can never say the name so well.
Acaraccio.
Gitman's also here.
Yeah. John Coopy says ventilation hole. You know what, John? I think that is when they come out. There's an SE version of this same drone with a smaller sensor, etc. I suspect that will be an SD card slot at that point.
Yeah, because the SE won't have built-in internal memory, so that is probably going to be the same frame. So they had to cut that hole in for the SE model, which is scheduled for release on the 20th, according to Hubsan.com.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Hey, Patrick Sutton's in here with us.
There he is. Hey, Patrick. And then this little hole that you're seeing right there, I don't know what that's about, but that's definitely a hole in the drone. That might be that famous ventilation hole that John Coopy was talking about.
But I'll tell you what, Marcus, I know you haven't flown it yet, I know, but they optical avoidance on that 250 gram, and so it's got to deliver. But I tell you what, they sure put a lot in it.
Now, Johnny, did you see Ali Shan's video? He posted many videos.
I did,
He did the calibration, and he had that thing fine-tuned, man. That obstacle avoidance was was like a boss when he fine-tuned it with that software.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he had that selfie stick, I believe, and that's like a broomstick, and it stopped at that fence. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and actually he did another video after that, Johnny, that he was even more so. It did some more stuff with that obstacle avoidance. So it looks like it works pretty good. Yeah. Eventually it's going to have FEMI's version of APAS where it'll actually move around. Hey, I wanted to point out one more thing. We were talking about how they build these drones. If you look at this arm, you can see the wire for the antenna there. Those two little pieces inside that arm are cardboard. So it is definitely a lightweight drone, and those are just cardboard pieces holding that in there. And to answer Michael's question, Fly Zone Drones, Michael, it does feel pretty good quality. What I just showed was probably the only questionable thing I would say, and that's on those front arms. It's the only questionable thing I've seen.
Hey, I want to welcome in JS Kenenprice and Matt Kondo of Matty's Drone World.
Yeah,
I've joined us, Marcus.
Marcus, do those props are they easy off, easy on, or are they?
No. And, they're the usual screw on, and of course they give you
all the main drones have screw on props, correct, Marcus?
Weight.
Well, yeah, because that's of course I believe they do that for weight. The other thing I'll tell you is anybody that flies a Hubsan drone is familiar with the shape of these props. If that is not a Zino prop, I've never seen it. But yeah, it's just screws, and they give you a screwdriver. I recommend using the screwdriver that they give you with it because it fits those screws perfectly.
Hey, we got some more people in here. TEB Drone Flyer and Drone Guy. Drone Guy's asking. He said he just joined. He said, any first impressions of the drone, Marcus?
I am prohibited by law for giving any first impressions to people that live in Canada. So I'm sorry, Drone Guy.
Oh, he's north of the border, huh?
Yeah. He is. Yeah.
Hey, welcome in, Greg Pittman. I got breaking news for you folks. Mr. Greg Pittman has also received his Hubsan Zino Mini Pro today. So congrats to Greg.
Yeah, congratulations, Greg. So what I'm going to say is, I haven't even fired the drone up yet, but initial impressions on build quality and everything are very good. It feels like a very solid piece. Like I said, the only thing that I did notice is on these arms that you can see the wire for the antenna there, and those are just cardboard pieces that hold it in. And I'm sure that is probably for weight.
Yeah.
Well, at least if there's a problem with them, you can at least manufacture that part yourself.
You probably could. Yeah. So, I mean, they got to get the thing that, they're working on weight on these guys. So that's what they got to do.
Oh, Matty put some pressure on you, Marcus. He said, Marcus, it's on you, bro, whether or not I buy this.
I can't stand
the pressure.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, guys. No, hey, Drone Guy. No, that was just a joke, brother. You're part of the family, man.
Drone Guy Marcus, he's in kind of a rambunctious mood because he was with his family last weekend, and they gave him the business all weekend, didn't they, Marcus?
Well, boy, did they ever. I mean, you talk about sarcasm. I think my family invented it. I mean, holy cow. Boy. Yeah.
I liked all the little comments in the background and your sister, and they were giving it to you, man. I'll tell you what, they can handle you.
Trust me, dude. Trust me.
Or say he's glad to be back amongst friends instead of camp people. Huh?
I know. It seems like his older brother wanted to take the channel away from him, Johnny.
I'm telling you, boy,
he should start his own channel. I don't know, but he's successful enough in his own business, so I don't know. But back to the drone. I mean, people are saying, get it out and fly it. Michael, Fly Zone Drones. My intention is the first flight with this guy is going to be at the Snake River Canyon, and I'm going to do like I typically do with significant drones like this. I am going to take this baby up, and we're just going to send it right over the canyon. So.
Not even a hover test in the backyard.
Not even a hover test in the backyard. I'm gonna get it all calibrated, obviously, and registered and all those other things that you have to do, and if there's a firmware update, etc. And I was going to try and do it today, but it just won't get done. In fact, I'm still charging the other battery for it right now. So it's just not going to happen today, but I'll get out tomorrow.
I want to welcome Inoki Tom to the chat also. Now, Marcus, how long? I mean, I'm asking questions you may not be able to answer yet. How long did it take to charge a battery?
Gosh, so now these were probably halfway charged, Ron.
Okay.
So the first one took less than an hour. It wasn't very long.
Okay.
And the second one is just about charged here. So. Yeah, I mean, I don't.
And the controller's charging also?
Yeah. Koopy is saying, not even a hover test? This needs to be reported to the FAA. Hey, John, it'll hover long enough to, I don't know, take a picture of it with the camera, and then it's going over the edge.
Yeah, there you go.
We're also saying it's going to be interesting to see how you review how it differs from, Ali Shan's.
Well, Ali Shanmao, I thought he did a pretty good job with his. He has a little different style than what I do, but I thought he was. It seemed like he was holding Hubsan accountable for some of the things he thought needed improvement, etc. So I like.
He really held him accountable on the one where he went over the app on the missing features.
Exactly. Oh boy, did he? He kind of went off on him on that. And Greg Pittman is telling me that there is an update. So I'll definitely.
Then we don't want to see you out in the field have to do wasting half your battery on an update, right, Marcus? That's happened to you before, right?
It has, and so yeah, this time we'll. In fact, when the first time I flew this guy, when I was there in Oregon, it wanted an update, and I just didn't do it. Just took off and flew it. But
this is a little side story, not concerned to many, but the old days, Marcus, when I used to get I got my Phantom 4, my first real good drone. Every time I go out the field, I ask for a firmware update. So you know what I started to do, Marcus? I started to do the firmware update at the house before I went over to the field, right? But guess what? It was still due to me in the house. It would not ask for a firmware update. But as soon as I got to the field, it could be 5 minutes later. It wanted an update.
It wanted an update. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it looks cool. I like it. I mean,
it's a good look. It's a good looking drone, Marcus. I like the darker color on it.
Yeah.
Drop that one in your right hand, Marcus.
Yeah, this one here. Yeah. Well, I got some news. Anybody that we talked about it on Drone Therapy last night with Bill Thomas, Coast to Coast Drones. But FEMA got a hold of me on this guy, and they said that they were concerned after they saw my review videos of it, and they asked me to send the black box files to them, which I did. So hey, maybe they can come up with a solution for the gimbal problem.
So does that mean we're not gonna have drone wars in Austin?
I've got 3 of these, John.
Okay.
Hey, people talk about you flying over the canyon with the wind. I saw in one of the people that I guess is Ali Shaman went through the app, and there was a wind setting in there where you could turn a wind setting on that made it perform better in the wind, but also destabilize your gimbal a little bit.
Well, so you know what that is, don't you, Ron? So what that is just going to set is the angle of attack. So obviously, if the drone is flying forward and going into the wind, and you have a steeper angle of attack, this camera is going to be looking at the top of the thing. So I think what you'll see is that gimbal pitch shift, where the camera will look down a little bit, much like we see on DJI drones. Yeah. Same thing. So I think that's what they're referring to, and they may even be saying that, hey, at higher speeds, it may, and in more wind, it could overcome the motors on the gimbal.
And Maddie's saying that he can't believe someone got optical footage on 250-gram drone. Yes, Maddie, Hubsan set the bar here. So I guess future drone makers coming out with a mini drone are going to have to add that, or they're going to be looking like they're behind the curve.
Yeah, and of course this one it's got a new name.
Oh yeah, yes,
it's the Johnny Mini SE. And
if they didn't hear last night, I'm producing a SE drone, a Johnny drone fly drone. Just send me $100 and you'll never get your drone. But I can't say that now because Marcus has it. So
I got it. Yeah,
he burst my bubble.
But Akarasho's wondering how they're getting along. I don't know. Ooh, looks like they're getting ready to kiss. I don't know. They're doing okay.
Greg Pittman's asking, did you get a windbreaker with your Mini?
No, I got nothing, Greg. So did you get an extra prize with yours? Because they said that if you got it earlier, you were going to get some kind of extra gift, and there was no extra gift for me.
Hey, I got some real news here. Did you see this? Interactive says, based on the footage I looked at, the video is as good as the Evo Pro 2.
Wow.
Well, that's quite a statement. So let's hope so.
We'll know tomorrow when Marcus gets home. I was going to say gets home, puts that memory card in the computer, but he won't be putting the memory card in the computer. He'll be wiring that thing up to his computer.
I'll be plugging it in, and again, it's a micro USB port as opposed to USB-C. So what does that mean? Lower speeds, lower transfer rate. Yeah, which is kind of odd, I think, but yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Marcus, do you think that's because they had a bunch of those and used them, or is that just? I mean,
listen. Here's what I know. I know that when they put these kind of ports and stuff on a computer, there's standards companies that I think they pay
right.
for. So who knows? Maybe USB-C was just more expensive. I don't know.
Yeah, that could
be.
be.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
It could be a tad heavier. Possible. I mean, I don't know. Just the port. Maybe.
So Greg Pittman says,
Marcus, don't throw that box away. Your windbreaker may be at the bottom.
Trust me, there was not in the box. There was nothing. But let me tell you, the box that I had, you can tell that it had been opened and about 100 times. I mean, it was sealed and resealed.
So somebody custom has your windbreaker, Marcus.
I suspect that there's probably a Chinese customs inspector that has my windbreaker. I don't know.
Maybe if you see your FedEx driver with a Hubsan.
Yeah. I should have looked. Weather report. So Akarasha's asked a lot. By golly, let's just look. I'm going to look at it while we're talking here, and we'll just figure this out.
Maybe it'll be a nice cool day in the 70s.
It's actually probably a good day to fly a drone. So the high temperature tomorrow is 85 degrees, which is cool compared to what we've been doing. So if I go out midday, it's going to be in the low to mid 70s. So perfect. That's just going to be perfect. No winds. Winds says 1 to 2 miles an hour. So tomorrow is going to be the perfect day to.
So Marcus, how's the controller feel? You have?
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Let me pick that thing up and show it to you.
And the control, when they weighed out, the controller is slightly heavier than the Zino 2 controller.
Oh, is it?
They suspected maybe a bigger battery.
Oh, that could be. In fact, it does feel pretty stout. And if you hadn't said that, Ron, I probably wouldn't have noticed. But anybody that is familiar with Zino products, Hubsan products, is very familiar with this kind of remote. The Zino 2 had the LCD screen, etc. here. So your mobile phone fits down below, which is actually I kind of like because there I had to pull on a little hard to get that spring to come out, but it does give you pretty good access to your mobile phone as opposed to the way DJI does it with the arms. You've got full access to your phone under there.
That's important too. Good.
Yeah. And the one thing I wanted to point out too, it's got a place to, if you can see it, to stash your cable when you're not using it.
Oh, really? Wow, that's nice.
So then when you shut it, it's just stashed in there, and again that is micro USB on this side, and then it does these little spots, if you can see here, for storing the gimbal sticks. Suck. They work pretty good, but it's really hard to get them in and out of there. I actually had to get a pen to stick it in there to get those.
So at least they're secure.
Well, they're secure, that's for sure, but tough to get them in and out. So again, I guess then you're going to want you're probably going to want a bag that you could just leave the sticks on.
Hey, did you see Interactive DNA's comment? He did not see any pixelation of the knife footage, and the bit rate was half of what it can film. He was impressed. He may be able to use it with his high-end professional commercials.
God, that's great. It's got a big sensor. It's got a 1/1.3 sensor, which is a lot way bigger than on any of these.
As far as we know, it's the first consumer drone that had that size sensor.
Yeah, so it's a big deal, and that's what he's talking about, and I guess that's what.
And Casey's got a good weather report for tomorrow too, Marcus.
Yeah. Hey, I need to talk to Koopy for a second. Koopy.
There he is.
No, John. No, I'm not taking that down. No, not anytime soon. But let's hope that. But to your point, John, man, if this thing's a winner, I'll be the first guy to scream its praises, and so far so good, right?
Marcus, I'm gonna ask you a question. I know you probably can't answer right now, but and it's just hypothetically, did Hubsan today, by you getting that drone and you haven't flown it yet, did they just up the game a little bit for the Mini 3?
You mean
for DJI? You know, for
think they kicked DJI into gear. Listen. DJI.
You haven't flown it yet, so I understand that.
Yeah, but DJI won't sit on their hands.
Oh no,
we know
absolutely.
that, and yeah, that's very possibly there could be things that DJI will add to the Mini 3 when it comes out. Obstacle avoidance, I'm just telling you, I'm just not sure how important that is on a drone like this. I mean, I guess
it can hurt. I mean, but
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
If you, the thing is, if you don't have 360 obstacle avoidance, so one of the things people talk about and they give DJI a hard time is there's no tracking. And I will say Hubsan always has done a really good job with tracking on their drones. But if you're going to have that drone tracking you, that by definition means you're not going to be staring at that drone all the time. You're going to be on your bicycle or whatever it is that you're doing. And that gives that drone an opportunity to run into something. Now, if it's going forward and those sensors see something, that's one thing. But often you're going to have the drone to the side of you. It's flying sideways without sideways sensors. And this little guy has no sideways sensors. So, yeah. I mean,
and in fairness, Marcus, we talked about this the other night. The only drones that have sideways sensors cost
a lot more.
They're not even close to this price range. The Evo 2, the Mavic 2 series, and the Scudio. So
that's exactly right. You know, as much as we like the Air 2S, it does not have. And see, I'm trying to get the. Yeah, there we go. I got it on there.
There you got it on.
Yeah, even the Air 2S does not have those sideways sensors. And the way the Air 2S solves it is with those sensors at the top. If it's following you sideways, it will go at a little bit of an angle like that, so that this sensor can kind of see. But even if there's a tree in the right spot or anything, man, it'll just smack right into it. So
more things that hit sideways than frontwards and backwards, probably.
That's exactly right, Johnny.
Hey, we got Coast to Coast drones joined us in the chat.
Yeah,
but I mean, it's a big step for a Mini. I can tell you that. You know,
it is. Yeah, it absolutely is. And I think, you know, Interactive DNA kind of the biggest thing is that camera, right? I mean, why do we buy a GPS stabilized camera drone? We do it because we want to get good video and good pictures. So that's probably the most important thing. And it, by all
Maddie's asking, did you weigh it? We talked about this off air. Yeah, you did weigh it.
I did, Maddie. So with the little cage on there, it's right at 250 grams. Without it, I got it at 245 grams. So, yeah.
Interesting. Looks pretty cool. I got to say.
Yeah. And I see Ross is kind of saying the same thing about the high quality video. That's why we fly these things. So,
we got a new RP guy 4 joined us chat. He said many of us missed this. Marcus, will you be doing any firmware updates tonight on the drone?
Yeah. So before I fly it, I thought long and hard about that. Should I fly it the first time without doing any firmware updates? But you know what? I'm not going to. I'm going to do whatever updates it asks for, and of course I'll do all of the calibrations, and then of course when we get out in the field, we'll do another compass calibration, and then it's just going to go right over the side of the canyon.
With the string attached in case it.
If it.
Hey, Dan Drone Pole just joined us.
Welcome. So Ron, to your point, if it gets over the side of the camera, and then I guess that's when I see if they really mean it about Hubsan camera.
Hubsan camera refresh.
Yeah.
And now I don't think we talked about this on air, Marcus. You did get a little sticker, a pamphlet in the box informing you that you had the Hubsan care, but you still don't know how to
I think
sign up for it or activate it. Is that correct?
I think you activate it the first time you fly the drone. But let me see if I can get this in front of the camera.
What's that sticker in the right-hand corner up there?
So this is the sticker about the Hubsan care.
Oh, and then he's got some Chinese writing.
Yeah, it's all
a giveaway.
Yeah, and all in Chinese characters.
Hey, Marcus, you got that because of the delay, didn't that something they added, right?
Oh, yeah, supposedly. Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah, in a windbreaker.
No windbreaker for me, so I think Hubsan might have it out for me, right? Because They probably heard me complaining about their
Well, what it is,
time.
if you do a good review, you might get the windbreaker. If you do a bad review, they might.
Well,
right. Hey, that would be pretty slick though in your first review wearing the Hubsan windbreaker, wouldn't it, Johnny?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah, yeah. No, anyway. I didn't get one, and I trust me, I looked all over in that box. So
Well, how do you know what size you are? What if they sit like a skull?
well, that's the thing. I'm a fat guy, so they would have. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm trying to put this thing back on, and it's a little bit fiddly in and of itself. You got to kind of line up the holes and.
Well, and Ron, we were talking a little bit before show, but that thing, and it is very interesting how they sent that little heat guard or heat shield, whatever they call it. But sometimes when you are, I know the Femi Mini, that drone gets really hot, and it'll even give you a few warnings. So I always just kind of flip it upside down to let that heat. So that right there, if you had to do an update in the field, it might keep it a little cooler,
The thing is, Johnny, I'm not sure I would fly with this.
Yeah, I wouldn't fly. I mean, I don't see a reason to fly with it, but
they tell you that you can. They say you can fly with it on there, but yeah, I don't.
You just won't be at 250 grams if you fly.
It is right at 250 grams when you have that on there, Ron.
Okay, so if you would get stopped in the field, all depends on how the scale's calibrated.
Yeah, the last time the FAA weighed one of my drones
in the field.
Yeah, I had to ask them to calibrate their scales first, and they did so, and it seemed to be pretty accurate. So, if next time out of the Snake River, and that FAA investigator comes up and weighs my drone, I think we'll be good.
Just don't land a drone.
Marcus is probably going to register it and put a sticker on it so the weight won't matter. Is that correct, Marcus?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I mean, because if you're going to fly under Part 107, which I am, of course, because of the YouTube channel, I got to put a sticker on it anyway, so it really makes little difference.
Hey, Greg Pittman says that the material's stretchy for the windbreaker. It's stretchy windbreaker.
So to fit around a fat guy. There you go. Hey, Maddie is saying, listen, text him if it's good or not, but pull the trigger. Listen, Maddie, you're putting a lot of pressure on me, brother. I don't know.
And Maddie, I wouldn't buy it off of one flight or whatever. You should let Marcus get a series of flights in before you make too strong of an opinion. Would you agree with that, Marcus?
I would absolutely agree with that. And Akarasho is saying if I'm going to buy the Femi,
you got the Femi Mini too.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll see. I might let Ron buy it first, or better yet, Johnny.
No. I'm done with Femi.
So's Ron.
I've sworn Femi off. It doesn't matter if they release the Wonder drone at this point or whatever.
No,
I'm out.
I mean, listen, and actually, I will. In reality, mine actually flies pretty good, and the camera is pretty decent on that Femi. I will say that. I'm not sound like we bashing it all the time, but I know, Marcus, you have had some problems, but and they are trying. Hey, maybe they'll get it in updates, and it'll be a good little drone for what was it, $329, I think, something like that. So a $349, I don't even remember.
Yeah. I mean, we paid $319 for this when we first.
Hey, look at this comment here. Tell Matt to go ahead and buy it. He'll have a couple months to change his mind.
Yeah.
Matty's in the FPV. He's not buying that drone, y'all. Hey, he's selling his Air 2S.
Really?
No, he's not. I'm just picking on him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm giving him a rough time.
Yeah.
Ross sold his Femi Mini.
He did, yeah. He just couldn't justify it. Well, he says it right there.
He should buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, and that's the thing about the Femi Mini. I mean, there's people. Johnny, you say yours does okay.
It really does. Yeah, I'm joking. I mean, it really. I mean, it does have a tilted horizon. I mean, it's not horrible. It's something you can live with. And then I know even the active track mode works
pretty good.
It works really good. I took my granddaughters down at the end of the street and we did the golf cart and the e-bike, and we had a great time. So it's really not bad. I mean,
we had somebody doing us some grease.
Hello, Nikos. So yeah, I mean, if you got a good one, I think it was probably worth $319. if you got 3 bad ones like I have,
yeah,
it's not. So, and the thing is, we know that my experience wasn't unusual because Ron's is a piece of garbage.
Yeah, I couldn't sell mine for $1. I mean,
yeah. Well,
I could be sent his back. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
but Stacy Reese is asking, what's the price of the Hubsan?
Let's see, I paid $569 for mine, and that was with 2 batteries and the 128 gigabyte internal memory. I think they've raised the price now. I think it would be $609 for that same thing now.
Really?
Yeah, the base kit was $459 when it first came out. And I think Hubsan's raised the price, but some of the resellers are not raising the price. So if you look around, you could probably still get the original price.
Yeah. So, Ron, I can tell you, I'm just looking at the Hubsan website right now. The standard version of the Mini Pro with 1 battery, and that's with no case or anything else, is $499. So right at $500. So
that's a 64 gig probably.
You can't get that anyways. So it doesn't make, at this point, you could order that and you won't see it for months anyways.
Yeah, that's the thing about Hubsan. That's something they got to get.
So, Marcus, you're telling me I can flip my Zino Mini for more money, kind of like a house?
Yeah, you never know. So, tell you what, I'll send you this one. This is a brand new drone, Johnny, and you can have it right now. And then when your Mini comes in, your Zino Mini, just send it to me.
Yeah, I hear you. I hope to, maybe I'm like Ron. I was both says processing, but I have something that I already received from Hubsan that says processing. So maybe mine will show up just any day. I really don't, but it's not showing up on my FedEx account like yours did. So
listen, Koopy, I see Koopy's in the chat here. John, this is the preeminent mini drone right here. I mean, this is the one. John and I have talked about this drone, and we're both very, very excited about it. I'm being facetious. This is the MJX Bugs 19. So here's what I'm going to tell you about drones like this. Drones like this, DJI Mini SE, are going to put this kind of stuff out of business. This drone does not even have it doesn't even have a gimbal on it. And it is supposedly, although I haven't weighed it, it's a sub 249 gram drone, but it's definitely in the toy drone category.
And how much is that drone, Marcus?
Last time I looked, well, hang on here, Johnny, I'm going to tell you here.
Because I mean, yeah, and that's the thing about DJI doing the SE. They're just really they got it from top to bottom now.
Yeah. So
I don't think John's too impressed with your Bugs 19, Marcus.
Yeah, this guy is $165.
Yeah.
So I guess that's almost half the price of the comparable DJI. Let me tell you, you're not going to get the performance out of this guy. But anyway,
absolutely,
yeah. It came in the mail today, so I thought I would show it. So
Stephen Mills hopes they get all the features working for you, Marcus.
Yeah, on the Hubsan, yeah, and what I will, I was appreciative that Ali Shanmao really drilled Hubsan on that. They said, get that stuff going. Can you imagine DJI releasing a drone without the full feature set working? Yeah, so that's an issue.
But I was on either Facebook or YouTube or Twitter. I don't know. I saw something that had all the dates with the updates for the Hubsan Zino Mini. Did y'all see that?
Yeah, they had dates coming. Yeah, when certain features are arriving on certain dates and whatever.
Right. So
now, do you think they'll be held to those dates, Johnny?
Well, I mean, I don't know about that. Now let's not go that far. But I mean, I would think that now the drone is out. I mean, it's produced and it's getting in hands of people. Yeah, I really do. I think those dates are, I mean, they already should have that worked out. They're just releasing different things at different dates. So yeah, maybe that's a good thing.
Hey, I just said Koopy wanted me to talk about the Bugs 19. You're gonna love this. So it does. Supposedly, it's a 4K camera, 15 frames per second.
Yeah, it's gonna be that's gonna be the worst video you've ever seen.
Like a robot.
Don't look for great video off the Bugs 19.
You wouldn't use that for you go into a great cinematic location. You
Hey,
take
so what do you guys think the model was for the Bugs
19?
Yeah, looks a lot like that. The DJI Mini, doesn't it? They definitely.
Don't they all?
Yeah. Yep.
John Coop, you say slow motion 4K.
Slow motion 4K. Yeah.
And not, it'll actually what it looks like. You ever see the silent movie where people don't move right in the silent movie?
It's kind of like bad internet. Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, I'm excited. I you know what? I really think that I mean, the few people that have shown it and seen the videos, I mean, nobody's, bashed it, and so and exciting. It looks like the camera is really cool on it and great. I mean, a lot of people bragging on it. So Marcus, hey, you'll find out firsthand tomorrow.
That's
now, Marcus and John, I'm just ask you to speculate, but do you think everybody that pre-ordered it, like basically the day it came out, within the next week or so will receive this drone?
I have no idea, Ron. And why did Greg Pittman and I get ours today? And you didn't, and you and Johnny didn't.
So did Greg get the one? Greg, did he get the 128 or the 60?
I don't know if Greg's still in. Maybe he can answer that if he got the 128. But that's the only thing I know is. I
got to take a call, guys. I'm listening.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing
that's Hubsan calling Johnny right now. They're gonna prioritize his.
They're gonna put his windbreaker in the box.
Yeah. He got nailed on that windbreaker.
Yeah.
So okay, anything that we didn't bring up or cover that you'd like to get out there? I know you want. We kind of want to get end this here because Marcus has a lot of work to do to get this drone prepared for the flight tomorrow, so we won't keep him on here forever. But anything you want to share with people that we haven't covered yet that you discovered today opening the box up?
Yeah, not really. I think I showed you everything that I just kind of stuck out to me so far. And by the way, my first flight with it, I'm not going to do a bunch of tricks with it or anything. I'm just going to take it out over the canyon, and main thing we're going to focus on is good, stable, solid video, Ron, and a good solid connection. We're going to start out just looking at the basics and see how it flies. And
I know it has that expert mode that seems to handle pretty well.
Yeah. So we'll try some of that stuff, and I might even that wind resistance mode that you were talking about, Ron. We can mess around with that switch, maybe see.
That good. Because we talked before. I know all the advanced features should be there because people bought it because they advertise it. But okay, if the drone can't do the basic stuff, if it can't hover right, fly straight, fly in the wind, if the gimbal can't maintain its axis, none of that stuff matters.
That's it.
Yeah, it'd be like if you bought a car. If you bought a car and it had every bell and whistle in the world in the car, but the car didn't drive well, the bells and whistles wouldn't matter. Same way with this drone. The stuff you're going to test tomorrow, if that stuff's not right, nothing else matters.
It doesn't matter. I mean, and then that's kind of where I got to with the FEMI drone is, as soon as the gimbal started going crazy, what's the point of even, and in your case, Ron, yours, you couldn't get it to do, you had problems with the gimbal and connection, both.
Yeah.
What was the point of putting it into the air then? There's no reason to.
Right.
And none of those tracking modes or intelligent flight modes or anything mattered at that point. So
Interactive gave you a couple tips there. He said fly close to some things so they can see the details on objects, and then make sure you set the 265 and turn it all up to 200 megabytes so you get all that goodness on the video.
Yeah, I'll definitely be using the 265 codec and turn it to 200 megabytes. And of course, what's interesting is with that internal storage on it, that it can handle that. And I think that's probably one of the reasons that they did it, is because SD cards vary. And so anyway, so that's.
Stephen Mills sees some Jello.
Well, I hope not, Stephen. We'll find out. I mean, it definitely was with this FEMI drone. Let's just hope that Hubsan's done more of their homework, and I believe they have. I mean, what we've seen so far has looked pretty good. So.
And Mike H. is wishing you good luck tomorrow.
Thank you, Mike Henrich.
So
Henrich. I'm sorry, Henrich.
He said the H is silent. At one point.
Rennick? Okay. There we go. Perfect. Now we know. Thanks, Mike.
We have Rona with the A accent, and can't wait to see that video, Marcus.
Perfect.
So, well, Marcus, you may be out there by yourself, but you got plenty of support on the internet for that flight tomorrow.
Yeah. No, it's going to be fun. I'm really excited to get it. So, to get it out there and get that first flight, and we're going to get it out. Like I said, we're just going to take it up and give it a second to get its bearings, and then we're going to make sure that it's not doing any weird things, and then we're just going to send it.
And now you're going to try to return to home. We know it doesn't have precision landing yet. It's advertised, but you can still do a return to home and see if it gets close.
Yeah, you want to make sure that it knows where its home point is. That's for sure. Yeah,
we got to know that. Now, are you able to change the home point like you can with some of the DJI drones?
I would presume so, but I don't really know, Ron. Haven't been in there to try it yet. Drone Guy is saying, can I have that video by 9:15 a.m.? Yeah, hey. What
time zone do you live in, Drone Guy?
Yeah, I want you to sit in front of your computer starting at 9:15 and wait for that video.
Don't go any place.
Don't go anywhere. Yeah, don't even go to the kitchen to get a sandwich.
or stay in front of you. Take your laptop to the kitchen.
Yeah. So anyway, I need
look. Aircraft is saying search a drone apron when we upload tomorrow's firmware. Hubsan's the one that likes to call that the apron.
That's true. And by the way, I think the 20th is when they had a firmware update. So, I probably should check first thing tomorrow for a firmware update before I go out. I will absolutely do that.
We had rumors that the app would get updated on Friday too, so make sure in the morning there's not an app update.
I'll check it all, Ron.
Well, Marcus, you have a big list of stuff you got to check off tomorrow. Indeed. You almost need a drone assistant out there with this one.
Yeah.
Because the whole you better get your affiliate link on, because if this goes well, you'll be selling a lot of drones, Marcus.
Yeah.
So they tell you go to bed now. You need a good night's sleep.
I would agree.
Huh. All right, folks. I mean, Johnny's got he's trying to get that windbreaker nailed down with Hubsan, so he probably won't make it back again. But we're going to let Marcus go here because he's got a lot of prep work to do. A lot of you guys have given him instructions for tomorrow morning, so again, he will be a busy man out the field. We wish him good weather, calm winds, cool temperatures. So, and we hope we have a very successful flight. Indeed. Thank you, Ron. Thanks for everybody for joining us on this pop-up. Oh, Johnny's back.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I had a phone
call. Did you get the windbreaker thing straightened out?
I did. Everything straight. Hubsan sent me they sent me a sweatshirt and a windbreaker.
And you got the sizing right?
Yep.
Because sizes are a little small over there. You better order a size bigger. But we were just saying our goodbyes here because
I heard. I was listening. Yeah, no.
Marcus has a lot of work to do today as far as firmware updates and reading manuals, and he's got to get the thing registered. I mean, the man needs an assistant out there, Johnny.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, Marcus, I'm gonna send you my account number and just drop some money in, and I'll be your production and your I can carry your drone. I'll even fly up there to Idaho and carry your drones around for you. For riding that blue Corvette,
I'll take you for riding that vet. Hang on, though.
I hear you. No, thank you, Ron, for including me, man. It was fun. I'm glad that Marcus got it, man. And I think we're gonna be pleasantly surprised.
Finally, a review we can really trust.
Yeah, there you go. No, I agree. Hey, listen, one thing about Marcus, he'll tell it like it is, and that's what he's here for.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Right, Marcus is no shill for these drone companies. So, all right, folks. Again, I want to thank everybody who joined us in pop-up chat. I know we kind of threw this together at the last minute, but we had a good crowd in here. I'm glad our audio went well. And we will be back at our regularly scheduled time Monday night. What would that date be? This coming Monday, the
15th, maybe? No, I'm sorry. Who knows?
I'm going to look it up right now.
Or 20-something.
Monday the 23rd.
Monday the 23rd, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'll be joined by Billy Kyle. We'll be back. He was going to join us last week for our audio issues. And I hope to get somebody from Minefield. I'm going to contact Michael Wright and see if he'll pop in too and give us a report how Minefield went this week. And that's Ken Herron's birthday party event in Tennessee. So, Johnny, you won't be attending that this year.
No. I think Chris Hope's going. Brad Austin. Chris.
So we'll get somebody in here that was there to give us kind of a report. And Marcus has all the mini drones on the market there in his hand.
Marcus you got 1,000 kilos. You got 1,000 grams of Marcus in your hand.
That's it right there. All right, guys, I'm out.
Have a good one. Good night.